In today's lesson, we're going to learn about arrays. We're going to review arrays of ints, and then we're going to learn how to use the arrays class. Has a built-in method for sorting. So we'll create an array. We will print an array. We'll use the arrays class to sort it and print it again and see that it's sorted. So we'll start here with, let's just start with, I'm going to need random from my java.util library as well as the arrays class. And first thing I did in the class was I created a random object, which I call gen. And then right here is the main we always begin with. And I'm creating an array called A of integers. And I set the size of that array to be 100. So A is an array set to hold ints in positions 0 through 99. We've talked about this before. And then I'm going to instantiate, or instantiate's not the right word here because these ints are primitives and not objects. But we're going to randomly generate a number. In this case, I'm going to generate a number between 70 and 100. So to do that, I'm going to generate a number from 0 to 30 and then add 70 to it. So if I generate a 0, 0 plus 70 would be the lowest number I could get, 70. And if I generate a 30, 30 plus 70 would take me to 100. So I'll get all values in between 70 and 100. And I place them in each of the positions in the array, 0 through the length of the array. That's what this for loop is going to do for us. And then the next thing I want to do is to print them out. So I go through the array again. I write a for loop to take my index I from 0 to the length. And I'm going to print them all. So let's compile what we have. And actually, let me make this bigger so you can see what all this looks like. Compile, no problem. And we will then run this and see that it printed them, but it printed them and never returned to print them nicely in the output window. So I just made a quick modification, and it doesn't necessarily have to be 20, but I just decided if I mod 20 is a 0, so every 20 will move to the next line and print this print on the next line. So now that we did that, let's compile that, and let's see what that looks like. So if I run this much better, you can see there are numbers between 70 and 100, and it printed out all 100 of them. And the way I wrote it, they're separated by commas. It is probably worth talking about for a moment to look at and see that if we wanted to do numbers from, let's say, 50 to 200, we would just modify this to be, well, from 50 to 200 is 150. So we would modify this to be 151. And then that would give us the highest value we would get here would be 150. And, well, actually, we only want the highest value to be 50. So we want this to be 51. And then 51, we're going to add 50 here. And we want this to give us values from 0 through 150. So that's why we had this at 151. So the lowest number I would get here would be 0 plus the 50 would start me here. The highest number I'm going to get here is 150 plus this 50 would get us to 200. Let's test that and see if that works the way we want. And this way, that question is going to come up on our arrays, on our grades project. That's the next project we're working on. Okay, so that worked out nicely. The next thing we want to do is, after printing that array, now we want to sort the array and print it again. So for sorting the array, this is what's new today in this lesson. We're going to use the arrays class. So in the arrays class, there is a sort method. So we're going to use the sort method that's built into the arrays class. It's a static method, which is the reason we call it by saying the name of the class dot the name of the method. And it receives an array, and then it will sort the array. So this works for an array of integers. It works for an array of doubles. It works for an array of primitive values like float, double, and int, long integers. And in this example, once we say arrays.sort and we passed into it the array, our array, which we called A, we can look up top and see that. We called it array. The array, we called it A. This will sort the array. So after sorting the array, we want to see if it prints them in order. So I'm going to copy the code that prints this, and we'll paste it right here. Let's compile it. Everything's good. Let's take a look and see what our output looks like. So now we had the numbers the first time that were out of order, and then you can see right here they start and print in order from lowest to highest. Well, we can format that a little better. We can just skip a line. After we print these, we can skip a line. So as you can see, we've modified the code to skip a line prior to the sort. So after we finished printing the unsorted data, we skip a line. Then we're sorting the data using the arrays.sort method. And then we're printing again just to see that we're printing again here just to see that they are in order. So I'm skipping a line the first time, and the reason I put it here and then again here is it's possible the first time we're still in the middle of a line of code and a line of printing, and when we go to return, we're on the very next line. So returning twice ensures us that there will be space. And let's see what happens. So we'll compile this. And if I run this, there we go. So here are the values unsorted when we created the array of random numbers. And here they are again. But this time they are sorted. And you can see they're sorted from lowest to highest. So every time it prints 20 values, it returns. When the numbers were 3-digit numbers, they just fit in the space that we have. So that's our lesson. That's a review of arrays of ints. And what was new in the lesson today was how to use the arrays.sort method to sort this. And you're going to use this in your grades project. When you're trying to do a median, you need to sort the data to find the middle score. And there are a few other times when you may need it in order. Will help you. Till next time, have a good day.